Well, howdy there, y'all. Yamasaki here, and welcome back to Yamasaki RC. And today, we're going to be doing a 1-year review on Papa Red, my 1980 Toyota pickup. So stay tuned. So here it is, guys. Here is Papa Red. That's what I decided to name my truck. Some of my friends like to call it the Papa Galleon, as in the old ship terms, because I've mounted a flagpole on it and I like to fly a little mechanic flagpole from time to time. But I like to just call it the Papa Galleon, or my truck, or, as I put down here, the 80. I just got it drugged out, fired it up, got the truck cover off of it. I'm going to start driving it again this summer. It's got a few issues that we're going to discuss. I've already fixed some, but as you guys can see, still in really good shape. I've kept it covered all this winter with an expensive Caterpillar tarp, way too big for it, but you know what, I'd rather it be fully covered than just partially covered. Couple things that are wrong with it. It still leaks oil, and it turns out it is not the transmission that leaks, it's the rear main seal. Yay! So I'm gonna at some point have to pop the transmission back off of it, the flywheel, the clutch cover, and I'm gonna have to, you know, get in there and replace that main seal. I think it just had to do with the fact that my engine sat on an engine stand for probably 4 or 5 years without ever having anything done to it. And I think the seals just dried up in it a little bit. Probably explains why I'm getting a little bit of leakage and seepage in other spots too, because this thing sat for a long time, not driven or anything, no fluids in it or anything like that, so it's got its issues, you know, but it's a 44-year-old truck. What are you gonna do? So I changed the oil. I'm gonna change the oil every summer. I don't drive this in the winter. Why the hell would I do that? I want to keep it nice. So I changed the oil in it, checked the fluids, a little low on power steering fluid, but you know, can fix that. Radiator fluid just a tiny bit low, fix that. A major issue that I've run into, if you pay attention here, you guys probably remember this door is off that Trekker. So slightly mismatched colors, but it doesn't have a dent right here. And that's why my fender is kind of a little scrunched up right there. It's fine, don't worry about it. If I were to take my door, and at some point here, it's gonna drop. Right there. The problem is my hinges. Now, it kind of sucks because I was hoping that it was the bolts on the door that were loose, but that's not the case. It's the bolts that hold the hinge to the body that are loose. And the only way to get to that is to take the fender off. But the only way to get the fender off is to get the door off because of this right here. Right here. If you were to try and take your fender off, you would run into that problem right there. I think there's probably a couple other, I know there's a couple other bolts somewhere that are tricky to get to on this thing, so you have to take the door off first before you take your fender off. Got a whole bunch of bolts going down right in this crack here. Got one here, 2 down there, 1 behind your headlight bezel right in this area. And then you also have to take your fender well plastic out too, which is a lot of bolts. But it won't be too hard. I'm going to tackle that this weekend. Gonna need to give her a nice little cleaning. Another issue I ran into, if I can get my seat scrunched up here. Come on, come on. There we go. My nuts had completely fallen off on my seat, the driver's seat. This nut was missing. This nut was missing down here. So the whole back ass end of my seat was able to, you know, kind of flop around. Fixed that. Same for the other side on the inner rear bolt over there. I got some lock washers, or not lock washers, lock nuts, and that solved the issue. I also had another issue here, but I think I fixed it with some electrical tape. You see, you guys probably noticed in part 10, I think I showed you guys this, but whatever material they had here that was, you know, black trim paint or whatever, was preventing this piece here from sliding back, because there's a spring right in between these two plastic pieces on your light control, and it was pushing this piece back, making it to where this was just, you know, doing that really loose. And so I have to pull it back every once in a while to get it to work right. And I put some electrical tape on there to hopefully mitigate that problem and keep it in place, but I don't know. I probably might just have to end up taking my panel off here and replacing my entire blinker and headlight system. I don't think it's too hard, and I know the service manual will tell me how to do that. What else can I show you guys? My flagpole. I had it up one day, and I came pulling in, and I hit right on the start of the port roof right there, and it cracked me father's welding right here. It's still really on there, surprisingly, but it got bumped and it cracked the weld, and it didn't break the piece of crap Amazon flagpole. It broke my father's weld. So we're gonna have to fix that. I like flying the flag. Makes it different. My rack's doing in good shape. I still gotta, you know, do some painting on the wood here. We put that wood there to prevent corrosion from happening. We sealed it to my bed, and then we sealed it to... Actually, no, we sealed it to my bed with some sort of cement or something like that to make it stick. And then we put my rack on the box, and we put the bolts in. I also have some metal strips that will go underneath here and give it some extra strength, as opposed to just the bed being the only thing tying this rack to the bed itself. Give it a little bit of extra strength. What else is there to talk about? I'm not really sure. Let's pop the hood. Alright, looking in the engine bay, everything's looking pretty darn good. We got some grease forming in spots like right here, but I always tend to see grease in this area on a 22R or a 20R. So whatever seal or something that Toyota put in there wasn't a really good design, because I just see oil and grease all the time on the front here. Yeah, just gonna need to clean it a little bit. I did get a battery for it. I did have to pull it up here, so I put a battery in it as temporary to fire it up. Took a minute to fire up, you know, it's been in storage for the whole winter. But I put some fresh 10W40 in there, non-synthetic. I'm going to put some seafoam in the gas tank, because that stuff is miracle juice. It seems to keep fuel good for a little bit longer, and it seems to keep things clean. Oh, lovely. Get on there. What else can I talk about? These crankcase breather ports. I need to get some little filters. I know LCE Engineering makes a couple. I need to get some. It's spraying a little bit of oil on my hood there, so I need to get those. I did get that block-off plate last time. As you guys remember, whatever crap was in here in my intake manifold. This is EGR port that got deleted and blocked off with the plate. So I got that plate last year and put some silicone on there. I didn't want that crap that was in there to finally break away and then have a whole bunch of crap spew out on my engine, so I figured, what the hell, might as well buy it, get it over with. So it does have the EGR garbage deletion on it. There is not much to show you guys other than that, but I remember hearing a couple of you guys out there wanting an update, so she's still doing just fine, just fine. The next Toyota I'm going to work on will be the 82 Trekker. Not much different than this. Has a 22R, 5-speed. So, all the same. All the same. Dang, I didn't notice that. Some of my clear coat fell off. Oh, no. Damn. And yeah, guys, aside from that, that is pretty much it. Just a little update. Sorry I can't start it up for you guys, but like I showed you, I don't have a battery in it. But I figured I'd just give you guys a little bit of an update on, you know, what little issues this thing has. Oh, one more issue. These are reproduction mirrors. These are the original brackets. But this truck, as most of you know who own them, are bumpy as hell. And the problem is with these mirrors that I bought, they're reproductions, is that ball joint is just not strong enough to keep this damn mirror in place. It wobbles all over the place and it's kind of derpy. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to undo that little nuttery right there. I'm going to take some thread locker in there. I'm going to be sitting in it. I'm going to have somebody put it on and adjust it right where I need it. And then I'll just leave it, and hopefully that thread locker will do its due and give a little bit more material in there so these mirrors have something to hold on to. Because it's very much a pain in the butt to drive this thing when you look out your rear mirror and all you see is the ground. But anyway, yeah, that's going to do it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment for more content. And YAMAHSAKI out. We'll see y'all later.